Hola, ¿qué tal? Mis queridos hermanos cetáceos y, ¿por qué no? También los no cetáceos, porque, oigan, uno reconoce el talento, uno reconoce las leyendas de este gran equipo, por supuesto, como ustedes pueden ver, ¿no? Los grandes y poderosísimos Miami Dolphins. Y bueno, así como yo reconozco también a talentos de otros equipos, ustedes pueden decir, bueno, ¿y ahora qué nos atañe? Aquí están viendo aquí abajito en el banner. No es ninguna sorpresa, o fue sorpresa, era sorpresa y ahora se las traigo. Les voy a presentar a un jugador que claro que sí, obviamente ya merecería estar hace mucho tiempo en el Hall of Fame. Un jugador, un offensive tackle que nos dio muchísimas alegrías y victorias. Un jugador, yo creo que es icónico cuando hablamos de Miami Dolphins. Yo creo que es uno de los primeros en los que pensamos, ¿no? Además de los, ya saben, o sea, los jugadores de siempre, pensamos también en él, pensamos en Richmond Webb. Pensamos en él cuando hablamos del equipo y cuando hablamos de todo lo que se logró en esa gran época de gloria que tuvimos después de, obviamente, la época de los 70s. Y pues, la verdad es que me siento muy honrada. Ya ahorita platicamos un poquito, hice un poco de fangirl con él. Estoy muy emocionada, no lo puedo ocultar y no lo voy a ocultar, discúlpenme. Pero pues ahora lo voy a traer acá conmigo para presentárselos y platicar un poquito. Vamos a estar platicando en inglés, pero yo estoy muy segura que ustedes van a poder entender casi que absolutamente todo lo que nos vamos a platicar aquí. ¿Qué vamos a platicar? Pues vamos a conocer al hombre detrás de ese uniforme, de ese casco. ¿Quién es Richmond Webb? ¿Quién fue? ¿No? ¿Cómo empezó toda esta parte de convertirse en esta leyenda que ahora es? Y pues todo lo que viene también y qué es lo que él opina sobre lo que está pasando con nuestros Miami Dolphins y su actualidad. Y pues para eso, obviamente, aquí les traigo a nuestro invitado especial del día de hoy, my dearest Richmond Webb.
How you doing, young lady?
Hi, well, I am amazed. I am ecstatic. I am also very, motivated about what we are going to talk about today, and very thankful that you're here today.
I'm thankful that I'm here with you. So we're in a good place. So, like you said, it's exciting times, and it's football season. Training camp started, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna let you take over. So I'm following your lead.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. And I think this is going to be kind of the first, let's call it, question. Okay. But you can, you're free to say whatever you want because this is your space, this is your house, your virtual house. So I think, let me tell you what you think about this, how you feel, that this is the first year in many years that I recall in the last, 10 years, maybe a little bit more, that we feel that this could be the year in which things are going to change for good. We're going to elaborate a little bit more about this later, but how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it was a big shock once Coach Flores was fired, and that was just I don't think anybody saw that coming. And then the next thing we bring in Coach McDaniel from the 49ers. And then I think what really got the fan base excited was some of the offseason acquisitions that he brought in. He brought in the Cheetah. We already had Jalen Waddle, but the receiving core, Teron Armstead, he beefed up the offensive line. Some of the coaching changes he made, bringing back former players like Sam Madison, Patrick Surtain, Wes Walker. So I think everything he did, I think what really excited the fan base was he didn't talk about it. He put action into place. And when you started seeing that, I think ticket sales start going up and everything, and it feels totally different. And I think you were a little nice when you said at least 10 years. It's been a long time. I know that since this fan base been this excited about the team.
Yes, exactly. And I know that I haven't been, in the game for as much time as you have, obviously. And I haven't lived it as you did. Obviously too. But, the fact that we have a lot of different generations that are Miami Dolphins fans now, I think that we can have different perspectives of the game, and that is something good. Because I've always said, when you players are there inside of the field, you see and feel and leave the game in a way, but we are seeing you from, the stands, and it looks different too. So you see and feel things that we cannot, obviously. And here we see things, and maybe we can analyze, let's call it like that, things that you cannot see at the moment because you're focused on something, right? So that changes too, and with the generations and with the change in the game too, because it has evolved a lot. I think that
the game definitely has evolved, and I think you brought up a good thing, and I really hadn't thought about it before. But when you start talking about the different generations, one thing I have noticed is it is a lot of younger people that's becoming Miami Dolphin fans, and typically you get that when your franchise has been winning, you're going to this and that before. You see the influx of fans and the excitement and young people that jumped on the bandwagon and said, "Hey, I want to be a fan." It's easy to, pick another team that's always in playoffs and stuff like that. And that's what I'm excited about, along with the older generations that's been there, that's been patient, that's been diehard, that went through that long dry spell that we kind of talked about earlier. And now to see everyone excited, it's like one big happy family came together, and we're at a big family reunion, and we finna have a good time.
Yeah, and that is true. As you said, it will be easier to go, and we were talking about this before, to go to I don't know, a Cowboys game and then see a father and son and grandkids and everybody in there cheering for their team. But it's more like a tradition, right? I mean, we're not judging, but most of the cases are like that. Because I have asked them, yeah, because my dad was a Cowboy, my mom was a Steeler, for example.
Yeah.
But in our case, it is always like, why in the world are you a Miami Dolphins fan? And there's a lot of answers, different answers, but and they ask me like, hey, you have never seen your team in a Super Bowl, like ever.
Right.
And I said, so I don't care, because I know that I will see them very soon. And that is like what is going on right now. So I think that you feel it in the air too, Richmond.
I feel it, and people can use it as an excuse, but I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is to actually get to the Super Bowl, make it, and actually win it. So many things have to go exactly right for you. I mean, injury can play a key, not having the right coach, or you're on a good roll, and then you lose a couple of key players, and it can change the whole scope of what your expectations were. So you're right. I mean, we can even look at Kansas City. They won a Super Bowl a few years ago, but it had been like 50 years. So you can come up with anything, but there's no guarantees. That's what I like about sports, is that everybody starts at the same pace. Everybody's always excited, but then you get to play the games, and then as the season progresses, you get to see, okay, who's the better teams and who actually has a shot at going to the playoffs and stuff. And I really like what we got on paper and stuff, and I'm finally glad that we're back in football season again.
Yeah, what you said at the beginning, that I mean, I have always said from many years ago, well, not many, let's say 5, 6, 7 years ago, that when somebody says, you know what, but your Miami Dolphins, I mean, they don't do anything. Like they look like they're going to do something, and then at the end, nothing. And I always tell them, you know what, but everybody's always talking about us.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, good or bad, but we're always like in the mouth of, or in the mind of everything. We live rent free in their minds, right?
And the thing I always tell fans, especially law fans like you, it's easy to be a fan when everything is going good. But like you said, people come up to you and ask you why. It's because you truly have a genuine love for your team. And just because good or bad, you're going to support them. And that's the part of being a fan. And that's why, different people support different teams or whatever. I have no problem with it. But, whether your team is winning or losing, you still got to hang on and say, this is my team and I'm going to stick with them. And that's what I think makes everything special. So thank you for hanging in there with us. And we're gonna all be excited this season. I just feel it. It's I feel the energy, everything. It's gonna be good this year.
Yeah, I know. And as you said, and I mentioned this because you said the team began, that first day of changes. I mean, we took that first day and overshadowed all the teams by deciding that we're going to have this change of head coach, right? And I know, I personally liked Coach Flores. I think that he brought a big change to the team. I saw many things that improved. Really, I mean, some decisions, but in general, he was a very good head coach. So when he left, I was like, oh wow, what are we gonna do? And everybody was expecting this head coach with a lot of experience, someone that had already win something, that had championships, whatever. And when this name of Mike McDaniel, emerged, I was like, this young man, this other young man, could be something interesting, because we already are, in that path to being a family with a different mindset, not only, a team in which everybody's like a soldier and you need to do as you are said because you're afraid, or because you respect your authorities or whatever, but because you trust them and you care for them. And I think, hey, this guy could be the answer. So I really was rooting for him. What do you think about him? Because I think that he is totally, different. And I kind of identify with him because I kind of see myself in him in some things.
Yeah, I agree with you. And even the things with Coach Flores, I think he really changed the dynamics. I mean, he broke it down. He basically started from the ground up when he first got here, got rid of a lot of guys, and changed the mental attitude, and kind of gave the Dolphins that mental toughness that we needed. And you can see it from even the first season. I mean, we went on that losing streak, and then toward the second half of the season, we started winning games that we wasn't expected to win. And then the second year, we started out slow, but then once we hit that groove, we were in there. So I think he taught us to believe, or the players that's playing for him, to believe that no matter what, it's a long season. Just because it starts out rough don't mean it has to end that way. So I think, like we talked about earlier, we're definitely shocked. But then you get Coach McDaniel comes in here, and I think what Coach Flores did for the Dolphins, he gave us that mental toughness, and he really built the defense to where we had a really good defensive unit.
Exactly.
And what we were missing was more production from the offense. And I think the thing when Coach McDaniel came in, I think he's definitely that was a breath of fresh air for the offense. But then I think, one of the things with Coach Flores, we had too many young coaches, where Coach McDaniel's brought in some veteran presence. And I think that's going to help manage some of the younger guys. I think that's possibly why maybe the offensive line struggled a little bit, is sometimes you need that veteran presence. They signed some veterans, but also a veteran coach that has experience, that's, tried, tested. That all makes a big difference. And then when he started making the acquisitions, and then I think the thing that really won me over with Coach McDaniel was, I think they posted on Twitter, but it was an interview when he first got here. He called Tua Tagovailoa and told him, say, look, I'm expecting great things out of you, but you'll have to work. But he saw some in that young man that if you put in the work, I'm going to push you, but if you put in the work, you're going to be a great player. So, to be a young player and have a coach come in and believe in you like that, that does everything for your morale, and know that guy trusts you, that he believes that you can be the guy that leads this team. And that's very important. So I was on board since then.
Yeah, I think that having that feeling that, okay, I'm already in a family, but I have somebody who's got my back no matter what, right? And he's going to stick with me no matter what, if I do the job, if I do my job. So that was amazing. Yeah, I think that after all, it was, changes are good.
Yeah.
Maybe at the beginning we were kind of, I don't know, disappointed because we said, oh my God, I mean, he was doing a great job now. What now? I mean, this grace is all over the place, right? But then when we started seeing the changes and, this is the craziest off season that I remember. I'm talking about me, right? I'm talking about me. But this has been really right, because it was like another day, and then it was really again, and then 2 days, and another thing, and then another thing, and it was like, until yesterday. Also, we had the roster moving, and everybody's saying like, okay, we have another weapon for Tua, but what about the offensive line? But what about this and what about that?
Yeah.
But I think that the plan that they have as a coaching staff, because I really love the coaching staff right now. I am a big fan. I think that with what we have there, I mean, we can use these weapons and we can move our plays and use them in many different ways. I think that the youth, I mean, the team is very young and very dynamic, versatile. So I think that we can do a lot of things with the guys that we have already.
Yeah. And the other thing is, when you look at it, and like, we didn't make the playoffs, but as soon as Mike McDaniel took over and you start looking at the acquisition, not only were the fan base talking about it, but ESPN, the NFL Network, Fox Sports, this and that. So not only were they paying attention, but they were looking at the acquisitions. And they was like, man, if they sign this guy, and the Dolphins are really, because I think when you look at the Dolphins on paper, we just needed a little bit more production out of our offense. The defense was good enough to win.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, and you can add 6-7 points a game. That wins 3 or 4 more games, or 4 or 5 games, and now you're a playoff contender, and anything can happen once you get in the playoffs. So I think not only, like I said, the fan base was impressed, but the national media, the way they were covering.
Yeah, everybody.
In the off season, you normally you didn't hear about the Dolphins in the off season. I think a couple of years ago we were either supposedly the worst team or the team right above that. But that whole narrative was changed the way we made acquisitions this year, and I was like, okay, everybody's paying attention now. Yeah, they know.
Yeah, there was something that I thought about, and my friends from other teams, and I call them my sisters from the pride that I'm into. Okay. Football girls, MX, kisses for all of them. We represent all the teams. Imagine that. So we're a lot of women talking about NFL. How pretty is that? It's amazing. So when we were talking about all of these changes in our season, I remember that I was watching some of my co-workers, teammates, let's call them teammates, my friends, talking about this as you said, this cheetah acquisition. Like, are the Dolphins crazy? They gave everything they had in the draft for him. And I mean, yeah, he's good, but he's getting older. They already have these players, etc. But I thought, okay, we have already had up to 14 draft picks. And from those 14 draft picks, only 3, 4 were really good. So I said, with everything, I mean, I thought to myself, and I think that I said it, and they call me crazy, but you can call me crazy if you want, no problem. You have the right to call me crazy. But I thought, you know what? I mean, if we have this team right now, because we have a great team, even last year we had a great team.
Yeah.
So with this team and this acquisition, we can draft whatever we want, whatever. I mean, a specialist, we can draft a kicker, we can draft another, we have a long snapper, which, let me tell you, I love that pick. I love Blake Ferguson. Okay. But we can do whatever we want with our 3 picks, 4, whatever number picks that we have. So we don't need them. I mean, like, need them, not really. So what do you think about it? Am I crazy? You can say it.
No. You're not crazy, and I think this is the thing that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Is it's great to have a bunch of picks, but like you said, some of them are going to work out, some of them are not. So they look at an acquisition like Cheetah, but the thing I look at is this might be his sixth, seventh year, so he's still young. He's not.
Yeah, of course.
But what you look at is he's a proven player. Where when you draft a guy coming out of college, he might have been a great college player, but you could draft him and it doesn't pan out. This guy is proven. I mean, when you say Cheetah, you don't even have to say Tyreek Hill. Everybody know who you talk about.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is a lot of people couldn't believe that Kansas City let him get away. So
Yes.
I'm like, it's just only how you look at it. But I agree with you. A lot of time, it's not a bad thing to trade some draft picks away to get a guy, a proven player, especially with his big playability. I mean, somebody misses a tackle with him, it could be a touchdown. And I'm not saying that just being partial. I'm looking, if you go look at the film and look at how he played and a lot of short passes, 8-yard pass might turn into a 50-yard touchdown because once he makes a guy miss and he's so fast, you can meet him in the end zone. So I thought that was a great addition. So you tell your sisters that over cool, we're gonna let them keep their team, but we're gonna let them be undercover Dolphin fans with us.
Yeah, right. That we can do whatever we want.
That's it. That's how we
That is the beauty of the game and the place in which we are now, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you for backing me up, Richmond. Okay, so for the record, Richmond said,
same team. I got you.
I'm right, and I'm not crazy, okay?
Oh, great.
Okay, well, so I'm gonna, I want to talk about you, but we're gonna leave it at, to the end because I want to close strong. And for me, closing strong is talking about you. Okay. Well, so let's just continue talking about this a little bit, and then we're going to talk about you exclusively. Things that maybe nobody knows. I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
Well, so then I really think another thing that I have been told a lot and asked a lot is like, do you really think, I mean, yeah, maybe you can have a better season. I mean, maybe. Well, of course we're going to have a better season, but do you really think that there's anything you can do against those Bills? And I tell them, you know what? Okay, maybe it's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult because they have a great team. They have been building this team over the course of many years now, and they have what they want, what they need. I think that they're like on point, right? And then the Pats are getting stronger. Well, the Jets are doing whatever they can, right? All with all the respect, yes, of course, because we cannot say that a team is bad. No team is bad. We know that. Yeah. No team is bad. We need to be aware because everybody can do something that will surprise us. So I told him, you know what? Maybe to me, the Bills are the ones to beat. But I think that even though, we have that shadow from the past, that ghost, I think that we're going to let that ghost go. And then maybe win one and maybe lose one. Or who knows? Maybe we can win both very tightly. What do you think about the Bills and our possibilities of beating them?
I think, you're right on it. I mean, you're doing your football study, but I tell people all the time that Buffalo is the team to beat. That's the team that the road goes through in our division. And they do have a great team. But like I said, with the additions we made, I think we definitely can be more competitive. They're going to score. They got players too. But now we have the opportunity, if we have to get in a shootout or whatever, we can go back and forth, and then we just let the chips fall where they may. And the other thing is, and I was in the barbershop today, and I told a couple guys, because we were talking about the Dolphins. And matter of fact, the guy I was talking to was a Kansas City fan. And we were talking about Buffalo, and I said, yeah, they got a really good team. I said, however, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the offensive coordinator for the Bills is now the head coach for the Giants. So that's a huge loss, especially when you're the guy that, somebody else can call the plays, but you got to know how to, it's like playing chess. I can move the pawns and everything on there, but it's strategic. If you don't do it the right way, it's not going to be as efficient as it is. So even though they got great players, they got some things that they got to see, is it going to continue to be as smooth as it was last year with making changes in their coaching staff. So like I said, the thing that I really like about the Dolphins is we improved, but that is a measuring stick. We want to see how we match up against Buffalo, and I consider them a playoff team, and you want to see how you match up against a team like that. But I'm not concerned at all. I know it's not going to be easy, but I think they're a beatable team. So if we want to achieve what we want to achieve, that's what we got to do. So you got to go through. You can't run from it. So I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Yes, I think that we all are. And I mean, what you mentioned about the coordinator, that is true. I hadn't thought about it, and I think that is going to be something important here.
Yeah,
it is going to be huge. Yes, and well, so do you see us now that we talked about this? Do you see us as some AFC's leaders?
AFC, the champs of the AFC?
Yeah. I mean, the division, just the division. Let's talk about the division.
That's what I'm talking about. The other division. I don't see it as impossible.
It is not.
But I do believe that it could come down between Miami and Buffalo. And
Definitely.
I think the thing that for the Dolphins, we've played them pretty well when we play at home. It's just when we go there, we've got to play a little bit better. And I know a lot of times they put up a lot of points and yards on our defense, but then again, you got to look at our offense wasn't as efficient at moving the ball and stuff like that. If you keep your defense off the field, that helps their numbers and stuff too. So the way I see it is, it's barring injury or anything, it should come down to either the Dolphins or the Bills in this division. But we gotta take it from them. They're not gonna give it to us. I can tell you that now.
Yeah, I think I mean, thinking about last year, we were this close to playoffs. We were like in the playoff picture for a minute or two. I don't know how much time. It was like, yeah, the Dolphins are in the playoff picture. Oh, now they're not. Okay, but we were there like for a second or two. So, with all the things that were happening last year and everything we needed to do, and the changes and everything that we were getting used to, how the new things were coming and working, and we did what we did. So I think that, as you say, it's not at all impossible that we could be leaders of the division this year. And yes, definitely it is going to be Bills or us. No other option.
And even with missing the playoffs last year, and I tell people that's how important the games were. We lost the Falcons game at the very end, field goal. We lost Jacksonville. It was like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. We lost 2 games. So you win those 2 games, win the playoffs. But nobody kind of goes back and look and said, we really were that close, but last second field goals took us out of it. So that's part of the game at times, but you want to be the team that's on the other side. And I think we will be this time. So yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm telling you, I'm ready for them to suit up and go.
Yeah. And as we said before, that's why we cannot say there are bad teams, because those bad teams were the ones who gave us the biggest surprises last year.
Yeah.
Right? Well, so.
Yeah, you're right. And I was talking to somebody about, we were talking about the games, and even like the Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year. Well, now they can't underestimate anybody, because now everybody gets hyped up for you because you went to the Super Bowl. So anything they can do, they want to try to beat you. Just say, well, they went to the Super Bowl, but we beat them this year. So like you said, when you start underestimating a team or whatever, that's a quick way to set yourself up to get beat. And like you said, any given Sunday, you can get beat by anybody because if
Exactly.
they play, yeah. So you're
Yeah, I love that. Exactly. Any given Sunday. I think that we shouldn't forget about that. And and when I think about it, then I remember games such as the Miami Miracle, for example, right? Who expected that? Nobody, right? Well, I mean, things that happen, right? Taking a quick look at our calendar. Do you think that is good? Because we have 2 home games,
okay.
like very, very close divisional games. The Pats, and then we have the Bill. We have the Pats, which is the kickoff for us for the season, and then like 2 weeks later we have the Bills. So do you think this is something good for us or something bad? Let me tell you why I'm asking you this.
Right.
I remember the last year we had these 2 games together, right? We had the Ravens on a Thursday night, I think. Right? And then we had the previous game versus Texans, I think.
Yeah, it was like 3 games.
Yeah. And that's when we began winning, right? When we began winning. Okay. And for me, I mean, when I was asked, okay, do you think this is going to be good because we just played and then we have a Thursday night? I don't think this is good. But for me, I think that, the momentum can be good. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, the momentum can be good as a player. What you try
as a player.
Yeah, and I'm just speaking from a player's perspective. What you try to do is say, who we got this week? That's my focus. Let's take care of this week before we move on to next week or week after. So if we take it 16 or 17, was it 18 games set? Each individual week, you focus on that team instead of saying, well, in 3 weeks, we got to play, say, the 49ers, or 3 weeks, we got to play Seattle. Focus on the team you got to play this week and take them one by one, and you'll have a lot more success. But when you start penciling, well, we got 3 road games in a row, and I don't know, you're defeating yourself that way. So if you continue, we got to go here, let's take care of business. Take care of this one, we'll move on to the next one. And that's the way you should approach it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, because I wanted to ask you, like, isn't it like when you finish college and then you say, okay, I should study, I don't know, a master's degree.
Yeah.
But if I stop, maybe it is going to be difficult to start all over. But then if I continue, then it is better if I just continue.
Yeah.
It was, a weird comparison. I'm sorry, but that's the only thing I could think about.
You're good. You're good.
But it worked. It worked. Right?
It worked. That's it.
Okay. So before a few questions that I want to ask you directly, personally, can you just an estimation of what do you think a record will be? I mean, I am very sure that we're going to go to playoffs. Okay. I don't care how. I don't know. But I don't know if we're going to need help from other teams or not. I don't know. But we're going to go. But how many games do you think we're winning this season?
I'm looking, and we won what, 9 last year, something like that. I think our season possibly could be tougher. It seems like this year, just looking at everything on paper. But I'm saying 11 or 12, easy. I'm saying 11 or 12. I think we should, if we get somewhere in there, we should be pretty good as far as making the playoffs. And if we win 12, I think we'll have a real strong chance of possibly winning the division.
Oh my God, Richmond, you and I are on the same page.
Right there.
I also said like 12, maybe 11 if we're, if something happens.
Yeah.
Maybe that Bills game that I want us to win, because I want us to win both. But yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we're like soulmates in here.
That's it.
Definitely. I have found my soulmate. I didn't know that it was you.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much, Richmond. Okay, so quick questions about you, because this is important for me. Okay. Not all of the players are fans of the team they're playing in or with, and after they go, not all of the players are fans of the team they play for, right? Or some players began playing other sports, and maybe as an option, they just end up playing football because maybe it was the best one for them or the best option, or something happened. So I want you to tell me the little Richmond, like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7-year-old Richmond. What did you like, Richmond? Did you like? Were you passionate about football like your whole life?
I was. I grew up in Dallas, and you've already mentioned this team, so I was a huge Cowboy fan.
Okay.
Growing up, and even through like high school, college, and then I get drafted by the Dolphins. And so the thing, and I know once you get in the draft, you can't control where you go, this and that. But
I know.
I pray to God, Lord, let me go somewhere warm. And so when I got Miami to call and Coach Shula, man, I was so happy because I said, okay, it's warm. But then I knew I was going. He was already a Hall of Fame coach. Got to play with Dan Marino. That was already established. I didn't want to go to a team where, everything wasn't structured, disciplined. They lost all the time. The tradition was there, and it taught me what it took to be a professional and how to conduct myself by looking at guys like Duper, Clayton, Marino. It was, you jumped in line, and Coach Shula didn't play. So that was good early on for me, and it just made everything just go a lot smoother. But I was a huge Cowboy fan. But once I got signed with the Dolphins, I've been a Dolphin ever since then.
Ever since. So you two fell in love with the team.
I had to, yeah.
You had to at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it was your job.
Oh, that's it.
Right? But then you fell in love with how you work there. And as you said, having, met Coach Shula and all the amazing teammates that you had, as amazing as you, like, really, because I really admire you a lot. I'm fangirling again. I don't care, but I do. And now I think that we changed the I had to as an obligation, and then for an I had to as the experience that you had in the team, right?
It was good. My first year, we went to the playoffs. We were one game. Buffalo won the division, but we were one game. I think we went 12-4. They went 13-3, and that's when Buffalo went to like 4 Super Bowls in a row. So we were good, but they were just a little bit better than us. Just to be honest. But we had battles. We would beat them, and they would beat us. But that was the hump that we just couldn't get over. So the thing that's exciting now is that the Bills are good. We're on the way up. So it reminds me of when I first got in the NFL and said, okay, it's going to be on again, because we didn't like the Bills. We didn't like the Jets. We didn't like New England. And I think Indianapolis. So it's getting back that way, because New England is kind of, Brady's gone, but they're working on trying to rebuild that. So it's going to be like the good old days where it's not just one dominant team, but everybody, you got to come to play. So it should be some good rivalry games.
Yeah. So really, I love the fact that you are a Dolphins fan still, right?
For life.
For life. I love it because, it's like you finish your contract and then you go and that's it. Right. And that's it. And you root for the team that is, I don't know, in your family or that is near you or whatever. But in this case, you continue to root for the team that saw you grow as a man, as a person, as a player. And that is amazing. So you're Richmond.
I'm Dolphin. If you Dolphin, you family to me. You know what I'm saying? So we all just one big. We got the same mindset, this and that, and even interacting with people on Twitter. I think a lot of people get upset when they don't play as well as they do. but I know they truly love the Dolphins. They just upset.
Yeah.
They want us to get back to the old school Dolphins where we had that winning tradition. So I get it, but it's just like anything. Your family, people argue this and that, we fall out, but at the end of the day, we all love the Dolphins and we want to see them well.
Exactly. And, somebody told me on Twitter, because, Twitter is like a very, I don't know, weird place, but lovely at the same time. I mean, it's dangerous, but lovely at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And you can see that, I mean, we have a toxic relationship with our team.
Yeah.
As a fan base.
Yeah.
Because we love them, and because we love them, that's why sometimes we vent and we can say a lot of things that we don't really feel. So, dear Miami Dolphins, please forgive us, okay? We didn't mean it. We love you. Please let us come back, okay? Let's make things up.
Come on back. Waiting on you. They're waiting on us. So yeah.
No, they know that we love you, because to me you are part of them, and you will always be.
We are part of them.
We are a team, a family. Exactly. Yeah. So Richmond, really, I don't know how to thank you enough for this lovely chat that we had today. I'm sorry because I stole a few minutes from your time. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed.
What'd you steal?
That tells me that you felt good today.
I felt real good today.
Yeah,
it was gonna go smooth. I told you that.
Right? With me, time just kind of freezes out. You don't feel it. You don't feel it.
You don't need to feel it. Yeah, you need to have.
Yeah, I needed to tell you that I took time from you.
You good.
So, thank you. You're an amazing person, really. I mean, beyond the great player that you are, and everything that you deserve, that is going to come back very soon, because we all have what we deserve. And sometimes, it takes time.
It takes time.
It takes time. And I think that as Miami Dolphins, we have learned how to be patient, right?
That's it.
Yes. So we are very patient, and everything that you deserve will come. I'm very, very positive about it. Very.
I appreciate that.
And
that comes from the heart. I appreciate that.
No, really.
No,
like, I'm, see my eyes. I mean, I am very emotional, very emotional, even more when it comes to the Miami Dolphins. It is one of my biggest passions in life. And once again, when I told you that I am a Mexican girl with a membership, and you said, like, what? Really? How in the world do you do that? Why? Are you crazy? Yeah. Tell me the truth, Richmond. Did you think I was crazy? Did you think? No, not at all. Just passionate.
See, what you got to remember, I grew up in Texas, so I'm familiar with Hispanics. And then I go to Miami. Now, Miami was diverse. From you had Puerto Ricans, you had Colombians, Venezuela, Cuban, Dominican. I mean, anywhere in South Honduras, you had it. So
you know what? You convinced me. I think I'm gonna go to Miami. I'm gonna live in Miami. I have to. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to go hang out down there. Yeah. They won't let you leave Mexico. You can go hang out and come on back. Yeah.
Yeah. I belong in Miami. I belong there.
That's it.
That's it. It's decided. Thank you so much, Richmond. I just needed you to tell me, because that was just the little thing that I was expecting.
We right there. I'm telling you, we right there.
Yeah, you know what? I'm buying my ticket. I think I'm not going to come back from the fan club weekend in October. I'm gonna stay there.
No. You can't do that. You can't do that. You're gonna start a ride. You can't do that. Now you can go, but you got to come back. There's too many people love you down there. You can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yes, of course. I will be there, and I hope I see you. I hope we see each other. So, para todos los que nos están viendo, ojalá y tenga yo la suerte, ya platicamos un poquito Richmond y yo, de, pues, si él anda por allá y yo ando por allá, ¿no? Y coincidimos, pues les mandamos una foto. I just told them, Richmond, that in case that we see each other there in one of the games, we need to take a picture and then share with everybody to see that
we got to do that. I ain't got no
we
problem.
were there.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks again once more. I'm sorry for the time that I took from you.
No apologize. You good. Don't worry about that. You good with me.
Okay, so this means publicly, for the record, that maybe we will have another time to talk about more things.
I'll get on your schedule. You just hit me up like you did last time. So that's
perfect. Perfect. So thank you so much for your time.
Right.
Entonces, fíjense, aquí estuvimos con el gran Richmond Webb. Le agradecimos por todo lo que nos acaba de decir. Nos habló como jugador, como fan, como todo. Es una gran persona, le agradecemos todo el tiempo que se tomó para estar con nosotros el día de hoy, aquí con Ilse Fútbol. Espero que lo hayan disfrutado tanto como yo. Casi lloro. Miren mis ojos. I almost cried. Richmond, thank you. It was amazing. And see you next time.
sounds good.
Thank you so much.
All right.